Okay, guys, just a quick little video. As I was driving in this morning, the song came on by Sade Smooth Operator. And as I was singing that song, something kind of just popped into my head about becoming a smooth operator in this matrix that we live in, or that we're existing in. I am more convinced than ever now that we are living or existing in some type of simulation, matrix, Sims game. And I've said that several times over the last few videos, but it's just resonating so strongly. And what's happening with the sun, I don't know if you guys are following that or not, but we're being bombarded with electromagnetic waves or whatever you call CMEs coming directly off the sun. And some people are saying that that it's this radiation that's being bombarded upon us. It's it's doing something to us physically, and I feel spiritually as well. And also with us living in the age of Aquarius, again, kind of combining all the little pieces of the rabbit holes together, all the threads. We're putting those threads together. It's sort of, not sort of, it is making more and more sense that we are living in some type of simulation. And as these rays are coming down, what they called our junk DNA, what if what's actually occurring is what's been locked down is being released, or whatever has been keeping us from seeing the whole picture of everything, sort of that veil is being pulled back. And I don't know about you guys, but I would say this past Sunday is when it all started for me, as far as the pain and the headache and the loud ringing in my ears um, intensified. And the pain that I felt, guys, it felt like every joint in my body was being affected. Every inch of my body hurt. I remember waking up in tears out of a dead sleep, and I'm waking up and I'm moaning because of the pain that I'm feeling. Trying to get up, and it's extremely difficult for me to get up because of the pain. And you guys know I don't like to take over-the-counter medications at all, but I had to break down and take some ibuprofen to try and help with the inflammation, and take some of my teas and things that would help with inflammation as well, my tinctures and oxymels and whatever. And it only put a dent in the pain that I was feeling. And then it would stop, not completely stop, but it would subside after like one day. It was 2 days solid. I was in solid pain, and then that third day it subsided a bit to where it wasn't as painful, but still very painful. And then the next day, all of again another rehash of the whole thing. That severe pain again. Can't move my neck. It was just so odd. And now fast forward today. Yesterday I felt better. Today I feel much, much better than I did last Sunday. I hope that whatever that was doesn't come again. And I started asking myself, so what is this that I'm feeling? What is this? So it's very obvious that something is affecting me physically. And I listen to different content creators like Vidal. I can't think of his number. Vidal something 1314, I don't know, Bedell, Bedell, and I listened to Kali Amin Ra and several others that say that what's happening is there's a separation work that's going on right now, kind of like the wheat from the tares. It has something, not something, but a lot to do with genetics, about the people, the original people that are supposed to be on this earth, the original beings on this earth, children of the sun. The sun is not going to affect them the way it affects other genetic codes. And I guess the only way I could say this, it actually is coming directly to genetics. And I don't know if I believe this or not, but it's something that I have to entertain. That the original beings, or that's on this earth, that should be on this earth, that the original people of this earth are highly melanated people. The sun doesn't do damage to them. They eat the sun. It's energy. It's I forget the name, how Bedell broke that down. But then there are other beings that are, let's call them hybrids. They have some melanin, but nowhere near the amount of melanin as the original Aboriginal people of the earth. And the sun is going to have a different effect on them. And according to Bedell and Kali and the other folks that I listen to, it's not going to be favorable for people of lighter hues. So that's what got my mind to thinking, okay, why is the sun affecting me so, if it is the sun, but I feel that it is. The sun is affecting me. Could it be because I am a hybrid? Because I have considered people of color in my family line, and many of them were the original people here in the Americas, the original Aboriginal people of the Americas, the Niji, or the Blackamoors. But then I also have in my bloodline, I guess what you call Canaanite bloodline. So is that why I'm having difficulty with regulating, if I had more melanin in my skin, would I be as affected? And then I ask myself, do I have enough melanin to help tip the scale onto this other side of the Aboriginal people? Do I have enough melanin in my body to be able to fully integrate with these codes that are coming down? And I don't know the answer to that. And then and I know I'm kind of rambling a little bit, but then I also think just the fact that I have an awareness to even the stuff that I'm speaking about, because there's a lot of people that will listen to what I'm saying and, woman, you have lost your mind. And it could be low melanated people saying that, but it could also be highly melanated people saying that. signifying that they don't have the awareness of what may be actually happening. And then it brings to mind the book I'm reading about the gods of the Bible. Why would God allow this? Da 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 da. All of that is just so. I don't understand what this is, what this simulation is, what this simulation is teaching us. What are we supposed to learn from this? Did we actually volunteer to come here for this? There's so many what ifs. But two things that I can say that I know, I feel within my core, is that we are facets of Source, every single one of us. So that kind of throws out the whole thing of the melanated people and the non-melanated people are going to be burned off like the wheat and the tares and stuff. That doesn't make sense to me either, because everything that is on this earth, everything in the sky, everything in the galaxy, everything was created by this Source, the One. So why would Source, the One, create something to suffer and to die, and this one will make it, but that one won't make it, and all of that? But again, if I think that way, I'm thinking from the religious mindset about God. What if God is not like that? What if it's like that Hawkins guy said? What if it's actually just this burst of energy that settles in all different places? A blade of grass, a tree, an atom, a whatever it is, people, animals, plants, and things are just allowed to be whatever they're to be. And what if part of it is that we are awakening to that fact? And I was thinking the other day, I was just thinking about all the people that's kind of crossed my path. Some have been very positive, others have been negative, have been, let me turn this, my battery's going to go down, so I'm going to turn this on so I can keep talking. I was just specifically thinking about the people that come in our paths. I think that everyone that we come in contact with, there is a reason for our paths crossing. So what I did is I started kind of sitting down and thinking about not only about the good connections that I have and how they've helped me and how it enriched my time here in this dimension, but I also think about negative people or circumstances that's occurred in my life and try to analyze what is the lesson in these interactions. Like I was sharing a analogy with my daughter just yesterday, matter of fact, about a certain person in both of our lives. And she shared with me how this person affected her. And in conjunction with me, and then I was able to share with her about this same person of how this person, our interactions, and the effect that it had on me. But ultimately, full circle, again, the bottom line is that we are all facets of Source. We are like Yeshua was. Like when he said, when you see me, you've seen the Father. He says, if you care for your brother or you take care of your brother, then I forget how it goes, but basically he's saying treat your brothers kind, treat everyone with love. Because if you feed my brother, you fed me, or something like that. So that tells me that we are all one. We're all individual, unique facets of Source. We're all unique. And not to be jealous of another facet because this facet can do something that you can't do. Or this particular facet doesn't look the way you think they should look. Wrong color, wrong shape, wrong whatever to you. However, that is Source. That is a facet of Source. Everything is Source. And what comes to my mind is what Yeshua said. He says, my Father is love. So that tells me that we should love everyone and accept everyone just the way they are. Judge lest you not be judged. Does that make any sense to y'all? Yeah, I go back in them rabbit holes again. But I know for a fact it is not what we've been indoctrinated to believe. This whole thing about God and burning in hell and you've got to be good and chosen people and all of that stuff. It doesn't make any sense any kind of way. Maybe we're just to be. And maybe part of this ascension is that we have evolved enough to now be able to say, I'm awake, and ask ourselves, what lessons have we learned in this incarnation? And this is just a microsecond in eternity. And this is just one experience that we're having as a collective. But we're moving on to the next dimension, next reel, next whatever you want to call it. And this process will go on forever. In essence, we are God, the Creator, little particles of that Source, that one, experiencing everything there is to experience. Maybe that's just what it is. And it has nothing to do about being good and bad and all of that. Well, I take that back. Maybe it is about waking up to the fact that we need to do everything in love. Because we are one. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see. And just as a reminder, again, we are in this matrix. We're in this simulation. And what if these codes that are coming down from the sun, what if it really is some type of magnetic codes that's unlocking things in us? This is part of the process. Divine timing. And as our pineal gland continues to decalcify, or there's glitches in the matrix, things are breaking down, or the veil is completely pulled open or ripped apart, we're going to start seeing some stuff, y'all, and experiencing more things. And I just have this overwhelming urge to remind us, no fear. No fear. Continue to stand in your power. Continue showing love. And remembering who we are and what we are. Sovereign, free spirit beings. We have eternity. So, analyze lessons learned. And enjoy the ride. Hands up, eyes wide open. Till next time, guys. Keep your vibrations high. I'll talk to you guys later.